Born June 9th, 1931 in Weirton, West Virginia. My brother Bill, my elder sister was Amelia, and then my younger sister was Mildred. My mother's name was Teresa. She was the oldest of 12 children. My dad's name was Walter. He had 2 or 3 sisters, I forget right now, no brothers. My dad was in a band. He played a saxophone. I know they both worked hard. We sat down and ate dinner together every night. It was a close family. We never bought fresh fruit from the grocery store. We grew it. 1940, he quit Weirton Steel and went into business for himself. But he had a business on the side since 1933. My granddad worked in the coal mines. When the coal mines stopped in this area, he went back to Bridgeville, Pennsylvania, worked up there in the coal mines. He was a hard worker, very hard. My first job was working for 4 gases. I was a stock boy. I kept the produce coming as they sold it. I brought more up. I was probably 10, 11 years old. And I had a newspaper rod. We took 50 newspapers. We got 1/2 cent. The papers were 3 cents a day. And we got 1/2 cent, and the Weirton Times got 2.5 cents.
How old were you when you first started at Larch Heating?
I was 8 years old. Cleaned the shop, took asbestos and covered the sheet iron that had to be covered out in the shop because there was no heat in the new houses when you started them there. Oh, I loved to play football. Unfortunately, when I was a freshman, I was 5'11", but I only weighed 98 pounds. I was going against the bigger guys. It was rough. I had a letter, my 11th and 12th grade both. Coach Carl Hamill. He is very strict. He taught us how to play football. Favorite thing about school, I was able to do whatever I wanted to. Nobody bothered me. I got involved with the yearbook. I was assistant editor of the newspaper. I was in darkroom chairman of the photography club. Treasurer of Highway. I was attorney general of the high school. I formed the student law for high school. Went to schools in the area here and told them that the students be in charge.
When did you and Grandma meet, and what was she like?
Met her our freshman year. I did not date her in high school, but on prom night I took her to prom. We had a nice crowd of friends. They were all nice people. Our whole class was very nice, very friendly. To this day, we still have class reunions over 65 years ago. I was in the Navy Reserves for 2 years, 7 months and some days. And then I went into the Air Force 3 years, 7 months and some odd days. I was in armament. I worked with machine guns, cannons, rockets, bombs. It was my job to make sure that 25 aircraft were combat ready at all times. I made staff sergeant in 17 total months. That's 4 stripes. I had first choice. I chose Germany. From Germany, I went to England. I spent 37 months in England, 2 trips in Africa, Tripoli, 30 days each time. It was 115 degrees every day. I could not walk on the sand with boots on. The natives walked barefoot over the sand. The Mediterranean was absolutely clear. You could see the bottom. Swim in it was unbelievable. I went 15 days to Barcelona. I went to Paris, Sonthofen, Birches Gardens. Birches Garden was Hitler's summer camp. Copenhagen, Denmark, Zurich, Switzerland, French Riviera, and the Italian Riviera side by side. I went to both of them. Edinburgh, Scotland. I went to Nottingham Forest. I couldn't find Robin Hood, though. I couldn't find him. Oh, I met the Queen twice. I didn't talk to her, but I talked to her mother, Prince Charles, and I talked to Princess Anne. We had a parade for Prince Philip, that's the Queen's husband. Him and I stood together during the parade and discussed the military services. I met Eva Gardner in Barcelona. I spoke to her.
You said Grandma looked like Ava Gardner.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. My wife was extremely beautiful. She was a very, very friendly person. She never said anything bad about anybody. She was that nice. I went to armament school, and the first day of school, our instructor was an alcoholic. And by 10 in the morning, he passed out. So I went ahead and I talked to the air police, and they would train me at 6 o'clock at night till 9, and I'd come in the next day and teach this class. When the class was over, we had the best class they ever had because they went over and over and over.
And then, what was Grandma like when you were dating?
She went to choir practice, and I'd pick her up and we would go on a date and had to bring her back in time when choir was over. She was not allowed to date me. I'm not non-Greek and she was Greek Orthodox. We had to sneak out on dates. We'd go to the movies, we'd go out and get a bite to eat, then she'd go back to the church to get back home in time. They found out about it, and I went and saw her parents, and they agreed that we could date. And then we knew that we're going to get married.
Yeah. We
knew that. You brought that up. She asked me if we were going to get married, and I told her yes. And that's what started it.
I like that about Grandma.
We had a beautiful wedding. We had three beautiful kids, 6 grandkids, and 3 great grandkids now. So we've done very well. I worked probably 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and only 4 or 5 hours on Sunday. I was not on emergency at all times. It didn't matter if it was 2 or 3 in the morning. On holidays, I didn't want people to be freezing in the wintertime, the air conditioning not working in the summertime. Got stuck many times in the snow, but I kept right on going. Worked with the children of the area through Kiwanis. Worked in the Salvation Army, worked with the Builders Club, worked with the grade school students. I enjoyed life. But I think the best thing would be the Trippy kids. We've had maybe between 25 or 30,000 of those awards out in the city of Weirton. And this past year, as I was leaving, the teacher said, "Mr. Larchwaite, 20 years ago, you gave me the Trippy Kid Awards. I still have it on my wall at home." It makes you feel good.
And that's how you treated customers at Larch Heating?
I treated them with respect. And never overcharged them. And if they were short of money, I didn't charge them anything. I helped them out. That's what I was there for.
The wrong place.
Oh, okay. I was called to the Christian Center. They had no heat. And I walked into the building, and the building was warm. I couldn't understand it. So I went and saw the principal, and she said, "Mr. Larch, I was just getting ready to call you. I don't think the furnace is working right." So I went downstairs and I checked the furnace, opened the door, and there was fire coming out of the furnace. They were getting carbon monoxide throughout the whole building. I turned the gas off and ran upstairs, fire alarm, and called the fire department because you're getting carbon monoxide with all these kids. Never told them what we were out there for. We told them it was practice. I repaired the furnace. Went back to the shop. It was about 4 hours later, and the phone rings, and the man's on the phone said, "You said you'd be here in 5 minutes, and you haven't shown up yet." I said, "I took care of it." And he says, "No, you didn't." So I went to another school, no heat. Whoever put their furnace in didn't do a proper job. Here, the owner installed it himself. And I told him I can put a new furnace in. He said he didn't have any money. I said, "I'll install it. If you can't pay for it, it's free. If the government pays for it because it's a grade school, they'll pay me." Well, the government paid me for it, so he had heat and a safe furnace. The other place had the furnace cleaned. It was safe, and I was happy that day. Two schools I fixed in one day. Kiwanis. I became lieutenant governor when we were in Snowshoe. I got the McAllister Award. I got the James Maldner Award. He was international governor. I got the Buddy Amar Award for autism. And I will say this, I was surprised. Every time I got one, I was surprised. Because I would just go out and do what I thought was best and then let it go at that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Hall of Fame in Weirton for business, yes. Never expected it. Then I got a Lifetime Award at the Salvation Army I never expected. St. Paul's, we raised money for building a new school. And I went house to house collecting money, raising money for it. When they built a new church, I went house to house raising money. When the church was 25 years old and needed work on it, I went in and I raised money, $700,000 to repair the church. I took my papers when I raised the $700,000 and I gave that to the Greek church. And they used my papers to raise $700,000 to repair their church. They did a nice job on theirs. Oh, yes.
Why was that?
The only way you're going to learn something is if you get involved. If they say, come on up and try, find out what the problem is, everybody's afraid of making a mistake. So you go up, if you make a mistake, all you're going to do is blow a fuse. So you go up there, find out what the problem is, and fix it. So when you come back, you're capable of doing the work.
What advice do you have for your grandchildren and great-grandchildren just on life?
Enjoy life. You can work and make money, and everyone can have money. But when you die, it's no good to you. Enjoy life, make friends, meet people, and be happy. Be happy. Earn a living just enough to pay your bills and have a roof over your head. That's all you need. That's all.
Is it true that you could water ski on your head?
I did.
You did what?
I was down at the Ohio River. I was being towed by a boat. I was standing on my head going down the river with a boat towing me.